So this is my attempt to fix a problem that I think I created myself. I upgraded the servo on my Traxxas Hoss VXL. That's that right there. And this new servo has a higher degree of movement. So what that allowed me to do was set, using the transmitter, there's a thing called steering endpoints. So as you move left, you can control the servo horn or the servo to move all the way to the left till it touches this part, which moves this steering link and all the way to the left. And then once it does that, it moves the bell crank all the way to the left, and it allows extreme steering all the way to the left, all the way to the right. And in snow and drifting, it's a ton of fun. Gives you really, as all your wheels are digging in, you get some really nice sharp turns in deep snow. The downside of it is, though, as you can see, because I set the steering endpoints using the transmitter to extreme angles, is that it starts touching your center drive shaft. Now what happens is when that happens, this is spinning at high RPMs. The center drive shaft is connected to the center diff that's connected to the motor, and that's what drives the front differential in, which is in there. And it's spinning at high speeds, and it's rubbing up against the bell crank. And this is the other previous bell crank that failed. And well, I could still probably use it, but I changed it out anyway. And so this is that same bell crank rubbing against the center drive line, and it's spinning at higher RPMs. It exposed a little bit of the screw that goes in, and I'm making the assumption that this screw then started eating away at the center drive line, and this is what happened. It cut it neatly in half. And that was the end of my driving session for that day. So in order to correct it, so in order to keep the steering angles really, really sharp, so instead of me adding the screw all the way going down there, what I want to do, so I'm going to chop this bottom part off. So it's literally chop that bottom part off. And instead of this having going downward, I'm going to fashion something that's going to go upwards. Chop that bottom part off, JB weld this entire thing together, and Dremel out the part that I would just need. Drill a hole from the bottom to the top, and then use a fairly long screw and nut and hold everything together that way, so that let me see if I can get everything in, so that my steering linkage, which is this guy, let me see which side, I think, yeah, it's this way. The flatter side is on the top. Let me just put the nut on. Come on. Come on, I can do this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, geez. There. Okay. So, so literally like this, yes. So somewhere here, right, is how, that's why I want to keep that on. So that's my guiding, keep that on, this bell crank on. So that's my guide. I'm going to use that to drill a hole to the top, put my screw with the nut on, and see how, and play around with how much do I need it exposed. Obviously, if it goes higher than this piece here, there's a good chance I'm going to start scraping the ground with this thing. So I'll have to figure out how much I can keep it up, and still have enough clearance from the ground, and still have enough clearance from that, and then that will allow me to move the bell crank all the way to the left without me hitting this, since this will be on top, not at the bottom. And yeah, that should hopefully solve the problem. Let's see how this works. Let's get to some JB welding.